Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Nuggets News. In this video, I just want to answer the question I've been getting a lot lately: how are futures going to affect the price of Bitcoin? Now, I want to outline a couple of scenarios for you. The first one is that they don't really change anything and Bitcoin just continues this trend higher. It's just another on-ramp for money into this space. It increases awareness, mass adoption, gives new players exposure that didn't already have a way to invest in Bitcoin, and Bitcoin continues higher. The other one is the one that a lot of people are maybe fearful of, and there's a bit of a theory going around that Bitcoin's been pushed up as high as it can this week so that those people for the first time have a way to short Bitcoin, which means they're betting it'll go down and they can make money off that, and they can place their contracts, their short positions, and profit greatly when Bitcoin price has this big correction after a big run up. Now guys, I'm not sure which one I believe. I'm going to watch the charts and see how this plays out, but I'm starting to lean towards the fact that this can become a self-fulfilling prophecy. So if everyone's scared of the Bitcoin futures, if everyone thinks that that's what's going to happen, that the big guys at hedge funds and institutions now have a powerful means to suppress the price, all of a sudden everyone starts to sell and panic, and that just creates that snowball effect where then they do short it and it keeps going down, more people panic, more people sell. So look, I'm going to be interested to see how this plays out. At the moment, my long-term view is still bullish for Bitcoin. It's remained so the past 5 years. I'm still bullish on Bitcoin. It's a store of value. It's still a digital currency. Sure, it's having some issues at the moment with scaling, and fees are expensive because the network's congested, but there's already talk about Lightning Network, and that's just going to be another bullish case if they can bring back that aspect to Bitcoin. But now I see it as a store of value, a new digital asset class. Investors the world over want exposure to this. We're not investing in one company. That's what people have to realize. And it's not just one country. So when all the China FUD happened, people were scared, thinking this is the end. And then people a week later realized that it's just one country. Sure, China had a big influence on markets, but just because the US has futures markets and a way to short Bitcoin, these markets trade 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in every country globally. So they can't have that much influence over the price. I'm sure there's lots of these investors that have been looking for a way to profit from Bitcoin going higher, and they want a seat at the table. So if they can create that, that panic in the first few days and really drive the price lower so they can scoop up as much as they possibly can under 10,000, look, maybe that happens. Let's keep an eye on a chart and watch for those key levels to break before we really start to panic. Lock in some profits. If you're sitting here watching this and you've made a life-changing amount of money, what's wrong with selling 10 or 20% or your initial investment and locking that in, okay? And if it goes down and you've laddered your orders, we're always trying to average our price, we can buy more below the level that we sold, and we've added to our stack of Bitcoin. So look, my long-term view is still extremely positive. Who knows if Bitcoin's going to be 50,000 or 100,000 at the end of next year if we have an ETF, more mass adoption, people continuing to view Bitcoin as a good store of value, an alternate asset class to park their money in. So look guys, don't get scared, don't panic sell. I've painted that scenario before. Picture these bankers as the bully in the schoolyard, holding you upside down, trying to shake you out, be that weak hand. They're trying to scare you. They want to scoop as much as they can up under $10,000 so they can take their seat at the table and leverage themselves when it does run. And I think it is going to run. I don't think that Bitcoin is going to have this nasty bear market. There's so many people I talk to that are waiting for a pullback to pour in more money. So it could be very brief. Ladder those orders. You might wake up overnight and it was only down there for an hour, just like we saw on the way up. It was only up there for a matter of minutes at those record high prices. Exchanges freeze when this stuff's crazy. So look, be patient, set those orders, forget about it, don't stress, take that longer term view. Ask yourself why you got into Bitcoin, and it's normally because we believe in it in the years to come. So look guys, I hope that answers a few of those questions I've been getting. Don't panic. I don't think this is a bad thing overall. Now we have futures markets. It's just getting Bitcoin more into that mainstream spotlight. So thanks for tuning in guys. Please hit like, subscribe if you haven't already, share these videos around, and as always, thanks for tuning in guys. Cheers.